Do you keep dying in Fortnite, which is ruining your chances of going pro? I had the same problem until I found a 5-step method to stop repeatedly dying in Fortnite. And make sure you watch to the end because I reveal everything that will help you get better at Fortnite. Step 1 is warming up in creative. Usually people's routines, they're boring, but I found a way to make warming up fun and really efficient. The map I want you to play for warming up is not your typical map. Best Music 1v1's Songs Party. Now don't click out the video, it's not a meme map, okay? It has a lot of different features and it's actually going to help you warm up better than any other map, and I'm going to explain why. First of all, it actually is quite low input delay, so you're not going to experience lag on it unless you're lagging, and that is great when you're warming up because you want to be able to go as fast as you can when you're doing, you know, your fancy mechanics. And that's what great about this map is you can free build, but also the biggest thing, and this is why I think this warm up is going to work much better than what most YouTubers tell you to do, is it's very fun. It's quite dopamine heavy. So like, you know, when you're getting on Fortnite for first time in the day and, you know, your fingers aren't moving really fast, you're not going to be playing that good. Not getting demotivated by, you know, going into some sweatfest rank game straight away before even warming up is very useful. And there's some very cool features in this map. See the way these bots are spawning? This is actually like good practice. Like, I would even see pros playing this part of the map, being able to practice your mechanics and actually hitting a shot on a bot. It's kind of close to actual real fights, other than obviously they're not fighting back. But look at this, you get to practice your peaks. That's a really good feature. And this one is more, again, of one of the more dopamine features, just for a bit of fun. The filters. I mean, I think it looks really cool. And yeah, I really like the fact that in this map, low input delay and practicing free builds. You know, you want to practice every type of free build, quad edits, triple edits, going upwards, going downwards. All of them in your warm-up will help you do so much better. So this map is definitely really good for warming up. Step 2 is crucial for you to actually improve your mechanics and not lose motivation when warming up. And it is playing the realistic PvP map. There are a few reasons why I'm getting you to play this creative map again before you get into any like real matches like ranked and stuff. First of all, it would be because, again, not trying to get you demotivated when you're warming up. Alright, this is a part of the warm process, but I also would explain why it's actually like really good practice to get better at fighting. The reason why it's good for warming up is because the players are going to be fighting. There will be some good sweaty players, but they're not going to be the best. You're not going into unreal ranked lobbies, so it's going to be much easier. You're going to be able to win more fights, which actually will give you confidence. So, you know, it's going to give you confidence before you actually end up going into those sweatier lobbies. And I will talk about how to find the sweatiest players to get really good practice. I mean, I'm just watching this gameplay as well. That was a really nice clip. But let me not get sidetracked. There's a few more things that is really important to be thinking about when you're playing this map. And one of them is be aggressive. Because you respawn, you should be just playing as aggressive as possible, trying to, you know, practice your aim in intense situations, practice your mechanics, you know, try to edit as fast as you can. And what I would recommend is choosing a certain thing to get good at when you go into this. So in this, when you're watching this gameplay, I chose that I was going to try my best to not get hit as much. Now, as you can see, I didn't do the best job at that, but I definitely did learn a few things, like, you know, timing when you're going to peek a wall better. But that's for another video. All I'm telling you is to choose something. So like, do you want to be faster at editing? Do you want to be hitting more 200 pumps? Choose something when you're going into this map. Now there's a few more things also to think about. And yes, there is the whole not getting the motivated one, which is great. But also it is very fun. It actually would get you to enjoy Fortnite more. You know, I think that's very important. When you're trying to get good at something, you also just need to enjoy it. You can't just do everything that is boring but potentially going to help you. You actually need to enjoy it. And what makes the map really fun too is there actually is a goal, and that's to get 100 points, and once you get it, you win. Step 3 is something the pros have been using a lot in more recent times, and that is playing reload. But people are playing reload wrong. I have found a way to play reload that actually helps you get better. If you're not playing reload, you're just not with the times. You're not with the people that are actually getting it better in Fortnite. I'm going to explain why. Don't worry, you can use reload and get really good at Fortnite. So what are some things to know when you're playing? Like what things you should be thinking about when you go to play reload. First thing is, don't be scared, okay? Don't spend all your game getting the best loot possible and playing for placement. Reload should be seen as purely how many fights can I take with a reasonable loadout. Now, I'm not saying to fight people with a grey AR, no. Get yourself a loadout and go W key. Go fight as many people that you can. Fight the good players. Alright, I think I see too many people that are trying to get better at Fortnite, too scared to lose. The only way you die less is by dying more. Now that only works for video games. Let's get that straight, okay? But I guess what you could also see that is, it's just practice, you know. To get better at sports like soccer, you have to play more soccer, you have to fail more, you have to make more mistakes. And to get better those mistakes, not stakes, to get better and, you know, learning from those mistakes, you have to make more of them and play against the best players. So I would recommend grinding reload. You know, I'm in Unreal Reload and I come against some of the sweatiest players, but it's really good practice for that reason. I know it's a bit of a confusing one, so, you know, if you want to, if I'm saying to get to Unreal, you'll have better practice, but it's hard to get to Unreal. You have to play a placement. But if you can't get to Unreal by fighting most of your games, you need to get better at fighting the people in those lobbies. You're not ready for Unreal, and that's totally fine. And one little trick I'd give you to get to Unreal faster is play squads, because you can drop really high kill games in squads, and that gets you more percentage. So what I would not recommend doing is playing solos if you can't get kills. If you can't get kills in solos, you're not going to get much from just placement points. So there are some important things to know about reload. And now I just want you to watch how this game finished out. It was so weird. Me and this guy killed each other at the same time. What the hell, Fortnite? The fourth step is creative 1v1s, but there's a certain way pros are playing them, and honestly this is the thing that will make you go from being good at the game to becoming a pro. There is something I really want you to know, and I've already said this in the reload section, but to get really good at Fortnite and to stop dying as much, fighting better players that are way better than you, is such a useful strategy or just thing to know. And I'm playing Rezon 8's 1v1 map for that reason. People that watch Rezon, he's a pro Fortnite player. He's gonna have a sweaty, quite good at Fortnite audience, so it actually makes a lot of sense just to play his map. A lot of people, they say, you know, go into Discord, you know, that's where you find the best players. Yeah, that works, but I know for you, you don't want to go to that much effort, or it's hard to do that, to find the players, and sometimes, you know, there's weirdos, and honestly, yeah, it's just I couldn't get too much into that, but it's just better to do it this way. Okay, obviously you might not come across Mr. Savage, but let me tell you, you come across some really good players. I literally only like a week or two ago fought a player with 1000 PR. Like, that's a really good player. 1000 PR isn't easy to get. So yeah, these maps are amazing to fight the sweatiest players, and it's really good practice too. You get to practice your mechanics, aim, everything. The final step you don't have to do to get good at Fortnite, but if you want to go pro, I would recommend you do it. And that is VOD reviewing your own games or even pros. The pro player that we're going to be looking at is Peterbot, for obvious reasons. I don't want to say it, but he probably is the GOAT at this stage with how good he is. But yeah, no more fluff. I'm just going to tell you what's so good about watching pro players' games. Okay, and also you can watch your own games, but I definitely would recommend watching pros because it's easy to get. All you have to do is go into the tournaments and just click watch replay. You don't even have to have replays on, which is great because sometimes having replays on can slow down your system. Why I love watching pros is because you get to learn new strategies and you get to just see exactly how they play. So let's break down something that Peterbot does here. He's 50 HP, he's about to die Storm, but the way he plays his Shockwave, he doesn't jump, allows him to just get in time. If he jumped, he would have went far into Storm and died. So like, little things like that, when you watch a pro player's game, you realize those things, and in the future, you'll start doing them, and it makes you so much better. I promise, honestly. I don't know if it would be the first step I'd recommend to get better at Fortnite. I think playing makes you get better, but if you have the time, definitely watch pros.